with a big win on the road. Glad you're with us today on Fox. And that's just blasted.
Saints that people have lost sight of how good a year Drew Brees is having.
Why not start on the ground? Here's Ingram right up the middle, maybe veered to his left a bit. Kerrigan on the stop, a gain of 4. And
they have done a tremendous job relying on a lot of different parts that have gotten it done.
Really protected Brees well. Here's a pass caught out on the edge. That's Thomas coming off a big week and a flag at the end of the play.
Pass interference, number 89, offense. 10-yard penalty, still second down.
Reliable wide receivers the last year and a half. Brees had to just eat that as Michael Thomas was the target. And this Redskins fired up defense.
Offensive line's been banged up. They've lost some key guys defensively as well.
On third down, pass for Thomas is picked, and there's Swearinger. Swearinger got 2 last week against the Vikings. He gets 1 right out of the gate here today. Handoff is to Pirine, and opportunity here today for Samaje Pirine.
Even before the ball was snapped, he was moving in that direction, made an easy play on it.
Pass is caught by Doxson. What a good throw, even better catch, and Doxson is down inside the 25. Pirine gets it. He was known as a power back in college. Second down and 7. Cousins pass is, well, it's not there for Vernon Davis. Third down and 7. Pass toward the end zone. A lot of hand checking, no flags, and incomplete.
This guy's contributing in a big way.
38-yard try. And Nick Rose now 8 for 9.
Again today, and it wasn't any more serious than it was.
Well, now this time a chance for a return by Snead. And Snead can't make the 20.
What's that?
Handoff to Kamara. Another high-flying rookie. Third-round pick out of Tennessee. 106 in that huge day at Buffalo. Play action from Brees, and now Ingram as they try to set up a screen to the near side. Unger was out there blocking. Second down and 3. Ingram gets it, picks it up. First down out at the 45.
All great backs have the ability to do is make the first guy miss in the hole, and Ingram does.
Here's a little tossed again, going backward and dragged down by Smith. They're the number 20 ranked defense in the NFL, Washington. Brees, bothered, finds Kamara. And the rookie as a starter, coming off his career high for passing yards in a game. Here is a laser to Snead for a first down.
Easy third down conversion on 3rd and long.
And off to Ingram, right side. And another big run by Mark Ingram, brought down by Swearinger after a gain of 11.
Looks a lot like the same stuff here this afternoon.
Now Kamara gets a try. He broke through the tackle of Matt Ioannidis, who's playing with a club on his left hand.
Fired. Like I said, they're still marching on.
Here's Brees going to go down in the arms of Kerrigan. 7th sack on the year. That leads Washington. Now on 3rd and 14. Brees gets it away, but incomplete. Ingram the target, and Zach Brown, who's had a good first year in Washington, defends.
Pressure, force this field goal attempt.
By Will Lutz from 52 yards away. Got it. MCL in his knee. And he will take a knee. Byron Marshall will.
Then offensively,
he's missing his 3rd straight. Here's Pirine, who's going to get the chance today, and he shows some of that power as he pushes the pile out to the 29, got 4.
You're watching the best defense in all of football for the last 7 weeks.
You saw Lattimore on the bike, so not in the game, and Doxson makes the catch for a first down.
Pass defense in all of football.
Pirine left side. Out to midfield for 18 today. Flag on the play. Handoff is to Pirine. And on a free play, at least what looks to be a free play.
Offside, number 91, defense, penalties decline, first down.
The game goes along, well, he's going to get his opportunities today.
So he rips off a 30-yarder and now comes back with a nice gain of 4 on first down.
Expect to score touchdowns to keep up with that offense.
On 2nd and 6, here's Doxson. It is incomplete.
Up the way that they would have liked. Good coverage by Crawley.
Blitz. 3rd down and 6. Thompson, touchdown. Washington picks up the blitz and Cousins drops it in beautifully.
Crowder, he comes up. He's able to pick off Bell, and that opens Chris Thompson, who split out for the wheel route.
16 yards on 3rd down and 6. The most among all NFL running backs. Here's Lewis on the return to the 20.
You ready? What's that?
On first down, pass is dropped by Thomas.
You ready? What's that?
Ingram. A sure-handed tackle by Fuller, a gain of 6. 3rd and 4 coming up.
He's become a better back watching some of the things Kamara does also.
3rd down and 4. They air it out downfield and off the hands of Brandon Coleman.
DJ Swearinger, he thought he might get another one.
Flag is down where Breeze got hit.
Passer number 94, defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Breeze with play action again. Down the middle's got a man. Pass caught. That's Ginn. Points per game, total yards per game, the rushing yards per game, the big difference. And here's more. Ingram. What a move. Mark Ingram. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Watch the pull there by Andrus Peat, and he could have had the ball and scored. There was nobody for him to block, and that's a great drive. They've been able to gash this Redskins defense in the middle of that offensive line.
Boy, it is just a different looking Saints attack, and they now lead the NFL all alone, 14.
Yeah, there's no disputing that hit.
Byron Marshall will take a knee. I also haven't told you what the dance was. As Cousins to the sideline. Pass is caught by Doxson. What a throw and what a grab. It's the backpack kid dance. That's what it is. Here's Thompson. Here's Niles Paul, who's missed the last 2 games, and Crawley with a strong tackle in Detroit. 3rd and 11. Pass is caught by Davis, but wrapped up immediately by Von Bell. Cousins. Davis, what a throw! Could not have dropped it in there any better to Vernon Davis. Davis is ageless. Here's Pirine looking for room. He takes it to the 10.
With receptions of 20 yards or more, he's been their big play threat.
Cousins had to pull it down. Flag is thrown, and Cousins knocked down inside the 10.
Prior to the run, holding number 20, defense, half the distance to the goal, first down.
10 receptions on the year.
First down and goal. Pirine, who is over 7 yards a carry in this first half. Pirine, can he get it in? Yes, touchdown Washington. And after losing Rob Kelly to the knee injury, it's Samaje Pirine's job, and he's looked good here in this first half.
Leading block right there in the hole. And it's 17-10. Good one here.
17-10, Washington on top. Tommy Lee Lewis, little guy who can fly. Can't make the 20.
Back to the years when they had their most success with Drew Brees as their quarterback, they've had a good running game.
Here's Ingram.
First half, it's a...
Already been hit 5 times. Kamara comes up just short. Sports go. 3rd down and 1. Handoff to the up back. That's Zach Line, and the fullback gets a 1st down with just his 4th carry of the year.
Well, there's a lot of truth to that, and I'll follow up with it.
Pass is almost picked after a deflection off the hands of Coleman.
Everybody excited during the work week, knowing they're going to be involved.
2nd down and 10. Pass is caught from Michael Thomas, and he's been quiet. It's allowed the Saints to be able to trade Brandon Cooks to the Patriots with that pick. The handoff is to Ingram.
Perhaps the last 2 years, and I think he's made a real difference for this organization.
Ingram tries to cut back and gets tripped up.
Been pretty thin around here for a while, but the last 2 drafts have been good.
3rd down and 5, and Kamara got popped.
Comes off his outside receiver and puts a big hit on him.
Well, there's been a Thomas Morstead sighting. He punts it. Fair catch by Crowder inside the 10. There he is, Morstead. Pirine gets it and gets nothing, lost a yard. Haven't had a Pro Bowl corner since 1995. And Eric Allen. 2nd and 11, pass is caught. Pirine makes a move and gets a little breathing room out across the 15-yard line. He got 9. Out with a leg injury, 3rd and 2. Cousins, hands on him, breaks free. 1st down, and with a slide, gets hit and draws about 11 flags.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 26, defense. 15 yards from the end of the run, 1st down.
Cousins, flag as Thompson made the catch. Washington.
Illegal formation in the offense, 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
They do it as well as anybody in football, the way that they incorporate the players they have and the way they coach these receivers up on how to run routes.
False start, number 77, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Spencer Long inactive today with injuries to his knees. Thompson on a handoff. Oh, what a nice run. Not a big guy, and on 1st and 20, Chris Thompson knee back last week. Here's Crowder. Can't get a block, and on 2nd and 4, good tackle by P.J. Williams, who was guilty of that hit. 3rd down and 3. Callahan's line picks up a blitz, and Doxson is out of bounds near the 41 with another 1st down. Cousins has barely been touched. He's hit on 8 straight passes. Ball comes out. He was down. Pirine's knee was down before the ball popped out. There is no fumble.
He will sit guys down if they start putting the ball on the ground.
Play action. Cousins hangs in, gets rid of it, incomplete. And a flag at the end of it.
Prior to the pass, holding, number 26, defense, 5 yards, automatic 1st down.
Thompson gets it. Said he's not big. He is 5'8". Redskins a heavy underdog coming into this game. Redskins a tough team to figure as Thompson gets swallowed up, a loss of 1. Cousins fires, pass picked, intercepted, and back the other way is Devontae Harris.
Well, there was a lot of contact there at the...
It's a turnover, so they look at it. The Saints defense has been doing this all year, posing for a picture, but they may have to erase the picture.
Will be reviewed. After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field has changed. The ball hit the ground. It's an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th down. Please reset the clock to 1:46, please.
this just became more difficult.
Wow. Jay cannot believe
Full
it.
start, number 92, offense, 5-yard penalty, still fourth down.
That's against Stacy McGee, and now makes it a 56-yard try.
There's no excuse for it.
Here's door number 3, a punt from Tress Way. And to add insult to injury, it's poorly covered downfield by one of the defensive backs, Joshua Holsey. This was a perfect punt. And watch Holsey step back right there, right foot on the goal line, and instead of pinning Drew Brees inches outside his own end zone,
hit the goal line, resulting in a touchback, first down.
You get down there, you get cute, and you give the ball to the Saints.
wow, that pass is incomplete for Kamara, and struggling at the end of the half. Points aren't good. Here's Kamara, first down and out of bounds. I mean, that could not have gone worse for Washington. Here he is again. There's the third time in this game. Kamara. Saints have a timeout, 2nd and 8. Big block. This one for Thomas out of his reach. I'm with you. Blitz. Breeze out to his right. Pass is caught. Ted Ginn with a big first down. That's the Saints' 50th play of 20 or more yards on the year. Most in the NFL. How about another? Michael Thomas for 24. 2 seconds back on the clock, so 28 seconds left, and that's what forced Sean Payton into calling the timeout. So a bit misleading, and now Breeze throws high as he gets popped. He's just so good at this part of the game, managing the clock. 2nd and 10, and they do work the middle of the field. It's Ginn.
Fade route if they get the ball snapped in time. Otherwise, he's just killing it for his field goal team.
And that's what has to happen. Because of the spot, instead of being able to clock it and take a shot, they clock it, and it's 4th down. And they do. Lutz knocks it through from 29 yards out of 3 games in 12 days. Drive will start at the 25. Good to see him back. Play action from Cousins. Pass is caught. What a good throw. It's Ryan Grant.
Next year for somebody.
That's the 7th different receiver he's found in this game. As P. Ryan, who had a nice first half, gains 3. On 2nd down, Cousins just throws it in the direction, and they throw the late flag.
Intentional grounding, 8, offense, 10-yard penalty, loss of down, 3rd down.
And his pattern, a lot of his play after him.
3rd down and 17. Cousins throws high for Crowder. He makes the catch. He's got a long way to go, and he won't get there. Tear him off the field, and they've done that. Flags before the snap. Special teams had a bad day so far for the Redskins.
Full start, number 38, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Nearly blocked. And a fair catch. Was with the Jets, thought he might lose his leg, didn't. Great story, and now he's here with New Orleans. As Thomas shows how strong he is and has a first down.
29, spot 29.
Retired in 2012. You saw those special teams touchdowns for the Jets. They don't have any.
The things that aren't going so well, and that's not Sean Payton's personality.
2nd and 11, and the pass is caught by Brandon Coleman.
But he gets in and out of breaks a lot better than you think for a guy 6'6".
3rd and 5. Pass is caught. Coverage by Breland, depends on where they mark it. Michael Thomas on the catch. And they're going to mark Thomas short. It's 4th down. Extra offensive lineman, Breeze keeps it and gets it. Ingram. Nice run. gets 11.
With Mark Ingram and the guy I used to hand the ball off to in Emmitt Smith. Both built the same way, both have the same types of moves.
Number 84, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Hey, that's a false start. On first down to the sideline. That's a long throw and the catch by Ginn. Second and 7. Handoff is to Ingram and the flag is down. Ramczyk pulled on that play. Officials pick up the flag. No penalty. And it'll be third down.
Inside. Pretty valuable guy for them as a rookie.
Third down and 4. Breeze flushed out. Throws. Pass incomplete. Now they get a delay of game. That will tick off Sean Payton.
Delay of the game. Offense. Number 9. 5-yard penalty. Fourth down.
Now they're punting.
So both teams now on this end of the field with costly fourth down penalties. Here's a ball that checks up. And from inside the 5, the Redskins will have it after a 40-yard punt by Morstead.
Against the Eagles tonight.
After one official marked the punt down at the 2, another came in during the break and said, nope, we're going to start this one at the 6. A gain of 3.
I don't think the Redskins can really afford to lose any games.
Here's Crowder. Little end around, doesn't get much.
A little harder.
Cousins out to his left. Can he run for it? No, as he gets hit by Von Bell.
Moore, he's been great.
Here's a fake punt. And a first down carry by Marshall. Time we saw him, he got that hit by Von Bell. Has to roll out, flips it to Crowder. And a nice play on first down. So on 4th and 1, they run a fake punt.
Got his work cut out for him when they get to those downs.
Here is Perine getting on the handoff left side. Broke one tackle and gets it out to the 40, maybe just beyond. Got 4. Second and 6. Perine again has to cut to the outside. And close to a first down. Marcus Williams there. Manje Perine making the most of this chance. Cousins lets it fly. Nothing there. Doxson the target. Fearless. Pass is gunned in for a completion to Niles Paul.
And they're happy to finally get Niles Paul back.
Here's Perine. Jordan on his back. Second and 7. Play action from Cousins. Floats it. Pass is incomplete for Vernon Davis. Redskins need yards to try a field goal. Pass all alone. Grant. The walk-in touchdown, Washington. The Saints sold out. They brought almost everybody.
And Sheriff, he doesn't take away the inside, and you see Von Bell, he comes in, he just gets crushed at the end of this throw, but in the process, they have a bust in coverage, they turn Ryan Grant loose.
And after you talk about the toughness of Kirk Cousins,
and just heave it without even looking to avoid a hit, and Kirk Cousins is not that guy, and it pays off. Big time throw.
Here's a return by Tommy Lee Lewis at the end of a long drive.
No question.
Hand off to Kamara. He's been shut down for the most part after the huge week last week. Spate.
And here they are at Superdome, and they're giving the Saints all they want.
Pass is caught. Good throw. Thomas on the receiving end. A sliding grab.
He's able to go down on a low one and scoop it up.
Preston Smith. That forces a little toss to Josh Hill, and Spate is there for the stop. And now the Redskins get a defensive play and a loss of 8. They're playing a team that's won 7 straight in their home and leading by 11. Hard to figure. And Breeze is going to be sacked on 2nd and 18. Anthony Lanier is in there, and he wasn't alone, a loss of 4. Husky's done a good job losing Foster, Compton, Jonathan Allen, their first-round pick out of Alabama. Kamara gets it, looking for a big run, and he's going to be brought down just short.
The Saints almost pull it off.
Surprised Peyton didn't go for it here. He has earlier in the game. The Washington Redskins, Pirine gets it on a little delay, and Samaje Pirine is out across the 20, but a flag is thrown.
Personal foul, grasping the face mask for number 76 offense. Half the distance to the goal, still first down.
Won 4 straight, 7 of 8 in their history here in New Orleans. Here's Byron Marshall, his first carry from scrimmage. To the sideline is caught by Ryan Grant, who has the 40-yard touchdown. Not much, a gain of 5, so 3rd and long coming. On 3rd and 9, pass is caught. Depends on how much forward progress, not enough. Jamison Crowder is just short.
Just wasn't able to get enough distance.
Wade booms it, good punt. Tommy Lee Lewis try to return it, has some blocking, shows his speed, and is out of bounds on Washington's side of the 50.
They already beat Minnesota once this year, but pretty much must win for them.
Here's Kamara down inside the 30.
Time at midfield.
40 yards for Kamara, just got 24 of it on that carry. Here's Ingram.
And you don't know exactly what's coming at you.
He tries to spin out of a tackle and cannot, as Zach Brown can do. 3rd and 7. Pass is incomplete. Thomas, the target, gets up looking for a flag. Kendall Fuller in coverage.
Thomas had a chance to make a play on that one.
42-yard try. It looked like Will Lutz had to kick the laces. Marshall will take a knee. I mentioned going to break that. Pirine gets it to the 28.
I think Mike Zimmer's hoping that we don't see Teddy Bridgewater all year.
2nd and 6. Here's one for Davis. What a throw and catch. You just can't do it any better.
In San Francisco, and he was responsible for bringing him here to Washington.
Pirine with a nice move takes it down inside the 30. Vernon Davis back in for Washington. And the line nearest to us, Pirine. He is knocking on the door of a 100-yard game, and he's got it. Smart. With the Redskins attack, 1st and goal. Pirine gets a yard, maybe a yard and a half. Cousins, end zone all alone. Jeremy Sprinkle with his first catch of the year, his first touchdown of the year, and
that's a great drive after the Saints had gotten the field goal to cut it to 8. Done a great job.
15-point game. 70, and he's going to have to do it again, it appears, for Detroit. They're going to roll into Thanksgiving with another win. Breeze flushed out to his right. Pass is caught. That's Kobe Fleener, his first of the day. They have the Broncos and then at the Giants. Here's Fleener, back-to-back catches. That's a pretty good schedule for the Redskins, who try to get to 5-5 here today.
Here in the passing game, and that would be their undoing. They gave up another big play on that on the last one.
Kamara makes that catch. A flag is down.
Holding, number 72, offense. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
1st and 20 now. Under 5 to play. Pass is caught by Fleener.
But Breeze has the ability to move defenders and drive balls into some tight windows.
And like that, Kamara out of the backfield, and he shows how smart he is. Goes to the sideline.
Tribute right away as a young player.
A lot of hits on Breeze in this game. 3rd down and 1, and the pass caught for a 1st down. That's Ted Gibb. Working on Norman. There's Fleener. Finally gets into the fun here in the 4th quarter. He's down to the 6 this drive. 1st and goal. Breeze. And they blew it dead before it started. And a challenge is coming from Jay Gruden. Fleener lost this ball going to the ground. Let's see.
Washington is challenging the ruling on the field of a completed catch. Beginning to play, the ruling on the field stands, completed catch. Please reset the clock to 3:21, please. Washington was charged with their 1st team timeout.
They hand it off. Kamara.
Off the clock with the decision to run the football.
Breeze, pass caught, touchdown Hill. And with the extra point to come, 2:53 left. Extra point will again return it to a 1-possession game. 1-possession game. Ball off. The other team knows you're going to hand the ball off, and they can't stop you. Kick deep and out of the back of the end zone. Here's Pirine trying to bounce it to the edge. A nice run. 2nd and 4. Pirine short of the 1st down, but turned what could have been a loss into a nice gain. Pirine, right side, doesn't get it. Manti Te'o came through and made the stop, and a loss of 1.
To make a play, but Manti Te'o and Von Bell, that's big time there. Runs by Pirine, sets up a 3rd and 1, and they fail to make it.
The punt, Lewis with a fair catch inside the 15. Drew Brees. Breeze. Pass is picked. Good night, but a flag on the play. If it's against the Washington Redskins, the game is still alive, and it is against Washington. Kendall Fuller.
Illegal hands to the face, number 29, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
And it's what allowed him then to undercut that throw.
We welcome in a new audience. Heck of a game as it turns out. Pass is caught underneath. That's Thomas. Makes a man miss. It's an 8-point game. Down the middle. Pass caught. Ted Ginn.
Taking that throw away.
Blitz coming from the Redskins. Out to his right. Breeze finds Fleener. The big tight end. Out of bounds inside the 20.
And the linebacker was completely lost in coverage on that one.
Breeze. Kamara. Touchdown! After a juggle. Alvin Kamara, the rookie. Take a seat in the stands. Just happened. Drew Brees, by the way, has gone 11 for 11 on the last 2 drives. Alvin Kamara made a juggling catch and walks into the end zone to make it a 2-point game. Play clock is running here, and Drew Brees.
Wait, what's up?
Toss to Kamara, looking for a block. Alvin Kamara ties it.
Will Hall's the only one who's going to be able to make a play, and Josh Hill wraps onto him and
less than a yard and couldn't pick it up, and Drew Brees and the offense for the Saints, who have won 7 straight.
Plenty of time, and the Redskins do have 1 timeout.
Pass is caught. Crowder across the 35, first down. Crowder again. And they may think about a timeout, and they will. They'll take it. Just joining us, Kirk Cousins has been brilliant in this game. Wide open Crowder. He is going to hop out of bounds and inside field goal range of the Redskins in a blink. Show blitz, quick throw, not there. As Cousins and Crowder were not on the same page, and the Saints are screaming for an intentional grounding.
Yeah, Sean Payton.
And they're going to give it to him. That's a 10-second runoff.
Number 8, offense. 10-yard penalty. Loss of down. Second down.
Clock is running, by the way. And down goes Cousins. Knocked out by Von Bell. Intentional grounding. Got a 10-second runoff. And then a sack. What a missed chance there at the end of regulation to win it. And now
Game winner.
play action. Cousins. Davis with a drop. That combination's been so good all game. Kirk Cousins to Vernon Davis. Extra men on the rush for the Saints. Down goes Cousins. Cam Jordan. Third down and 20. Cousins. Pirine, a drop. 15 unanswered points. Booming punt, and that's exactly what Washington needed. But some room for Lewis. Ducks one tackle and takes it out to the 39.
Hey, what's that?
Looking for their 8th straight. Ingram back into the mix. Brought down near the 41 by Swearinger.
Hey, what's that?
In the I formation, a toss to Ingram. Gets a block. Hall can't bring him down. Down to the 10. Just to win it. Will Lutz wins it. What a game. Saints have won 8 straight. Hey, Drew Brees turns 39 in January. I know he'd like to play a few more years. He shows no signs of slowing down. He's a free agent at the end of the year. He wants to stay here in New Orleans. He's a leader with a better team around him. It's fun to watch.
It sure is, and it was sure fun today, and what a great win for the New Orleans Saints.
Crushing for the Redskins. And Jay Gruden, they slipped to 4-6.